Hello again, guys. It's me again. And I've just been pondering, with the elections right upon us, tomorrow, in fact. If Trump wins, what happens to the safety of the Philippines, or what happens to the Philippines? Um, I think it's, a very, I think it's a very, very good question that I'm asking here. And I'm sure you guys who are politically minded, who would be watching the channel, you will have more insight to this than I have. But from what I've been reading and from what I've been watching, and yes, I know the mainstream media, blah, blah, yes, they are sided with this and sided with that. But I've heard this out of his mouth when he's been speaking. And I've got nothing against Trump. I've got nothing against Harris. I'm not politically minded, like I said. But the Philippines, as we all know, they heavily rely on the US for their safety, because China's in the shoals, in the Philippine Sea there, and without the the security of the Americans and their ships being there, China would take over. There is no question about it, because it's a very strategic place. But China is a very strategic place for the Americans as well in case of war. And what's concerning is, because Trump has said many times that he wants to pull troops away from Japan. He wants to pull troops away from South Korea. And he said if Taiwan don't give him a deal, he will not protect Taiwan. He's actually said this, guys. He said this. And you can search on the internet for him saying this. So, or unless Taiwan give him a deal. And he actually said, I can't remember word for word, but he said Taiwan is about 9 or 10,000 miles away from America. He said, but it's only about 70 miles away from China. And he said, if Taiwan didn't give him a deal, then it's so easy for China, because China's a big country, he said this, which it is, it's easy for China to bombard the hell out of Taiwan. And he actually said this. Now, he's also said that he wants to pull out of NATO. Now, without the Americans, NATO is finished. There is no doubt about that, guys. There is no doubt about that. And then what happens? What happens to the European countries? Because let's face it, like it or not, without the Americans, NATO is, it's not as powerful. Put it that way. It's nowhere near as powerful. It would fall apart. So this is my concern. It's not just their concern of safety here with other things. It's safety regarding the Americans and who wins this election and what are they going to do. As it is at the moment with Harrison or Biden, whatever, we still got safety here because the ships are still there. But do you think that he will pull away from here? Do you think he will stick to what he's saying and pull his troops back from China and pull his troops back from South Korea? I truly don't know. And this is, again, probably this is a controversial topic, which I know very little about. I admit that, but I'm sure you guys will, and I'm sure you guys can leave a comment and fill me in, or some other people who would leave comments who are unsure. You can actually have a discussion with that. I think one of the best things to do would be have a live, like a streaming live video on this. And we can all have a discussion on it, because it is a concern. Like it or not, it is a concern. Um, uh, you know, Trump is who he is. He's a businessman. He's a politician to a degree. I think he says a lot of things. His rhetoric is very brash, and it's not like a normal politician. But many of you, the the election is so close at the moment. So obviously, half like him, half don't like him. But like it or not, whatever happens in America, it affects the rest of the world. And it is concerning who's going to win. Harris, like you said, or like people have said, Harris, she says she's going to do this and do that. Well, the argument is, well, she's been there for 4 years already. Why hasn't she already done it? Again, I don't know. I don't really take a lot of notice of it. But my main concern is the safety of the world, really. If China are allowed to go unleashed and to do whatever they want to do, would they take it here? I know fine well if China thought that the US and the rest of the world, NATO as well included, wouldn't help Taiwan, then that would be gone. It would be taken back. But my concern is in the Philippines here, because that's where I am, and that's where many foreigners are, British, American, all of from all over the world. We are here. I don't know if you're thinking about this or if it's something that you haven't thought about, but I think it's a very serious concern to be thinking about, because our safety, like it or not, again, guys, it does rely on the Americans being out there in the Philippine Sea. Because without the Americans, we would not be safe. Without the Americans, NATO is not going to be safe. And I'm not anti-American. I'm not pro-American. I'm not either. I just know we need these big countries for protection. And some of you might say, well, the Americans have caused a lot of problems in the past. Yes, they probably have. But I don't want to get into that. I'm not politically minded, like I said. My main concern is NATO is a concern, with this war between, the Russians and the Ukrainians, and now the North Koreans are into it. And Trump actually said, if I'm in power, I will finish that within hours. Well, it's more detailed than that, guys. It's more detailed than that. He said he wants to put Putin and, what's his name, Vladimir Zelensky in the same room and discuss it. Well, it's not as easy as that. It's really not. And I think if he failed to do that, or he tried to do it and it didn't work, he would blame one of them. He wouldn't blame himself. And can he stop, the Israeli and Gaza? He says he can. We will find out if he wins the election. But I don't think any of these wars that are happening right now can be stopped like that by anybody, regardless of who they are. I think it goes much deeper. The hatred or the politically statements that these are making, it goes much deeper than just someone walking and said, right, you stop the war now, you stop the war, stop fighting, shake hands. I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, it goes much deeper than that. But guys, listen, tell me what you think about this. Do you think it's going to be cause for concern? Because as it is now, it's not really a cause for concern, because the Americans have got their ships here, and I think the British have actually sent a ship here as well, and I think Australia have got something to do with here as well at the present moment in time. I'm not too sure, guys. I'm not too sure, but I know it's quite safe regarding that at the moment. But if Trump gets in, will it change? I don't know. You tell me, guys, in the comments. And thank you for listening to the video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And share the video, guys. Share the video. And I do appreciate all my followers and their subscribers, old and new. And have a blessed day wherever you are, day or night. I know there's one thing for sure. I will be awake all night watching these elections. And tomorrow I will be watching them. I'm going to keep a close eye. I know I'm British, but we've got to all be honest, guys. Whatever happens in this election, it affects the world, like it or not, regardless of your nationality, if you're American or not. What's happening tomorrow with these elections, the outcome affects the world. Thank you, guys. Listen, God bless you all. Take care. Thank you.